Welcome to the Spiritual Awakening with Shaz podcast, where we unlock the power within and navigate the journey of your self-discovery together. I'm Shaz, your spiritual mentor and life coach, here to help you tap into your inner guidance system and manifest your best life. Whether you're just beginning your spiritual journey or looking to deepen your practice, this podcast offers insights, techniques, and inspiration to elevate your consciousness and transform your reality. Get ready to shine your light and embrace your true potential. Remember, the answers are inside you. Let me be your guide on earth.
Welcome back to Spiritual Awakening with Shaz. Today's episode is for the woman who thinks her life ended when her relationship did. But I want to remind you that you're not actually starting over, you're starting aligned. This is for all those women out there who have been in long-term relationships. Sometimes it can be a few years, but there are many women out there going through relationship breakdowns in their late 40s, 50s, and 60s, and they've been married for over 20 to 30 years. And they think that their life is over. I'm here to tell you that it's not. If you're staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m. and you think that there's nothing left for you, and you're contemplating life, thinking, what am I going to do? How am I going to survive? The children have grown up, or I have no life. I've never worked, or I don't know what to do. You are so much more than you ever were inside of that relationship. The only issue that comes up is that you forget who you really are inside, and you start thinking, I don't know who I am without them. Now, this loss can be one through divorce, separation, and things like that, but it also happens to the woman who unfortunately loses their spouse. The energies are very similar, but they can also be completely different. But you do eventually have to start again. You have to rise up and live your life. If this is you, I just want you to take a moment and take a breath and remember, you're not starting over, you're starting aligned. It's not the end of your life. It's actually the beginning of a whole new you. The real you, the unfiltered version who changed and become who they were inside of that vessel of that relationship. This was the woman that you were before life taught you either how to shrink, to people please, to adapt, to become everything else for someone else, rather than being everything that you can be for yourself. In the middle of the night when things are so sad and you're crying your eyes out and you're wondering what on earth you're going to do, you think you won't survive. But I'm sure you will, and I know you will, because I help women through this day after day, and I'm here to support you along this journey, and I want you to just talk about it with me. The starting over factor, it's actually a big myth. We don't start afresh. We don't go away with nothing. We don't start as a young 18-year-old coming out of home with no skills, no connection, no life experience. We have so much knowledge within us. We're not starting from zero. We're actually starting from a great standing point with all that wealth of knowledge behind us, all that strength, that wisdom, that we can rise above even further to become someone magnificent. And that person comes with you. The funny part is many people, when they go through relationship breakups, they want to run away and they want to disappear and they want to change everything. But you always have to remember that you take yourself with you along that journey. You can't run away from yourself. You have to face it. You have to go and review that old life that you built and consider all the ways that it was built. Trust me, your husband, your partner, or whoever your significant other was, did not do everything for you. You are usually the mastermind behind it all. You are usually the caretaker, the caregiver, the household runner. You did everything and gave away that credit. Usually because your people-pleasing tendencies made you feel like that you only had to do things to satisfy other people rather than satisfying yourself. And it wasn't built on your needs, it was built on the needs of those around you. Your partners, your children, your family. And it was built on factors about keeping the peace, avoiding conflict, staying small, overgiving, being easygoing, not disrupting or unbalancing the ship, being the emotional support person for everybody else, that rock, that center, that person they all came to. And sometimes you didn't choose the life that you were inside of, but it was the only version of life that you knew. And therefore, when it's all gone, you sit there wondering, well, where am I now? I'm floating out at sea and there's nothing around me. There's no support buoy. There's no one there. You find friends disappear, family members disappear, people take sides. And all of this feels lonely, lonesome, and that devastating emptiness. But you're not empty. There's always a part of yourself that's with you always. Angels support you. God supports you. Friends and family, well, the right ones, they certainly support you. And the ones that don't, they were only ever there for the wrong reasons in the first place. A relationship breakdown is the great unveiling of who your true friends and family are. The way that it affects them or how it shows up in their life will show you what you really mean to them. Because I'm sure you've all been there. There's bound to be many of you, because I know I've done it myself, where the relationship breaks down and all of a sudden you've got no one. Because if you're not there for them, why would they ever really want to be there for you? It is through those relationships and those toxic environments that they can be in existence of. Like, not everyone has a toxic relationship. Some have great relationships that break down. Some live in a fairy tale that they think it's all good when it's actually not underneath the surface. And I'm sorry to say, plenty live in denial of everything's all right on the surface when underlying core values, core beliefs, massive problems lie, red flags. All of these things will show up to the surface as you break away from that relationship. You lose your life, you lose the mask that you lived. But the biggest loss of all, and the one thing that women especially come to struggle with the most, it brings them to so much grief, is the loss of the life that you thought you had or the future that you envisioned with that person. And that's what you're losing. That's what you feel separated from. Half the time, it's not even your partner that you're worried about. It's the life that you thought you had or the future you were planning. And trust me, if it has fallen apart and you have to create a new one, this time you can create it on your terms. Usually when a relationship breaks down, unfortunately, some women, it comes and happens. A partner cheats, or they decide that that they can't live like this anymore. And they say it comes out of left field, that they had no idea. Everything was great. But that's the mask that they wore. That is the version of themselves that they pretended everything was fine because they were too scared to face themselves. And trust me, when this happens, the one person you can't run away from or hide from is yourself. Your own truth is going to come out. Your own exhaustion is going to come out. The burnout, the feeling of emptiness, the void. And you can't ignore it. You have to face it. And this becomes the healing journey. And it is one of the biggest catalysts for a spiritual awakening. Where you start looking outside of yourself and asking deep questions about, who am I? What identities have I been living? Who have I had to be for everybody else? Underneath all of that, who am I? Who is the core person that is left behind? Because you may no longer be the wife or the partner, the mother. It splits families when you separate, especially when they choose to take sides because they've only been fed one version of the story. And a lot of women, in their integral place and their own authenticity, will not break down the dirty, dark details and play the poor me pity victim and turn around and share all of their story. They will internalize it, hold on to it, and take a lot of blame where it was never meant to be. You are not responsible for these relationship breakdowns. Sometimes they just happen. One of the things through the spiritual awakening process is you start to realize that not all relationships are actually meant for that lifetime commitment that is drummed into us through religion and lifestyle. Sometimes they have a cycle and a closure period. And this just may be the closure that comes for you to come and become who you're really meant to be, that person or version of you that has another aspect of life that you're ready to live. And you can't do that when you have someone or lots of things dragging you down. When you realize that the version of you that feels the most loss right now, the sadness, the crier, the victim in this point in time, was never the real you, that is when the shift really changes. Because that woman who never spoke too loudly or didn't take up much space or didn't do anything to upset anyone, kept the peace no matter what, was agreeable and did everything she could to please the other person, to become what they wanted and to show up in the way they expected of them. When she releases that survival strategy and stands up and finds her voice, puts in boundaries and finds herself, that beautiful, glorious woman comes to life. She is unmistakable and powerful in so many ways that nobody else ever saw it coming. And your friends and family are going to go, oh my God, this is not who you are. But it really is. Because the one true essence that will rise through all of this is the powerful you that you have bottled down, put a lid on, made to play small so that you could function, so that you could be safe, so that you could live a life that was like society wanted you to. I look back in history and go back to my childhood in the 80s. I had people in my life through my mom and her friends, and men married women because it was the right thing to do, and they were gay, and therefore they left their wife, found their significant other, and there's all this broken aspect, and it was such a bad thing, but it was very, very common at the time because they stopped hiding the true essence of who you are. And ironically, in this day and age, when a lot of women do leave bad marriages, a lot of them do turn gay and find female partners in life. It's not about the next partnership that you're moving forward to. This episode is all about the aspect of hiding yourself to fit into a mold of something that other people have defined as who you really are. Your survival strategy is not truly self. It is the part you play. And I remember playing it well in my own household, of agreeing with everything my mother said in order to not create conflict and to become lesser of who I was so that I would fit in and be wanted, because I was searching for and seeking love. It's a very common response all over the world, males and females who adapt to become what their other significant people in their life, whether they are partners, parents, siblings, children, in order to find and feel that love that they're seeking. But the depth of love that you truly feel is the self-love that you create when you own up to who you are, when you shine in the essence of the beauty of yourself, that true version of you. And that is what happens after your old relationships are stripped away and you have to go back to self and uncover who you are. I did a lot of my work through journaling, asking the hard questions of who am I? What do I stand for? What are the values I have in life? What are the beliefs that I have? Who do I actually want to be? What is it I want in life? What makes me happy? Not like what makes my partner happy, my parents happy, my family happy, or my children happy. What makes you happy? Most of us never even ask the question. Throughout the breakup process, you're going to go through a stage of grief, and you all think it's going to be the grief of the loss of the partner, that person, male or female, whoever that partner is in your life. You think you're going to be grieving them. It's not actually them that you're grieving. What we end up grieving underneath it all is the version of you that tolerated too much. The version of you that abandoned all your dreams, all your hopes, all of yourself in order to fit into the family unit that you thought you had to become. It can be the version of you that works in a job that you don't like in order to make money for survival and not doing the passion that lies within you. That's settled and bottled down the creative essence that lies in you. It's the version of the identity that you warped around you in order to fit into that group. Many people don't fit into the families that they're inside of. You can have problems with mother-in-laws, sister-in-laws, brother-in-laws, external family. And you have to become a whole different being in order to satisfy them and feel like that you fit into that unit. And when you lose that aspect and you no longer have to play nice and bite your tongue in order not to say what you really think, you can actually lose the essence of who that identity is, of the hope that one day they'll finally accept you, that they'll love you, that they'll finally choose you. It's not grieving the relationship. It's actually grieving the old you, the real you. And it's okay. It's actually a very healthy aspect of the growth process. It's part of the rebirth. It's the foundational aspect of where you sit down and uncover your new identity. Because trust me, throughout all of this, you are going to rebirth. You are going to rise up. You are going to become everything you ever could have been. And your next relationship, if you choose one, and some people don't, and that's okay, because the best relationship you can really have in life is the one with yourself. But your next relationship will be done on your terms, not theirs. You will never go back into that box, never fit back into that controlled, belittled, shut down person. You will become who you are meant to be. And when everything's finally stripped back, you can ask yourself, who am I when I'm not performing for love? How do I show up? What are my likes? What are my loves? What are my dreams? What are my things that make me happy? What is the essence of self that matters the most? This rebirth factor is the reclaiming of your voice. You will find your own opinions. You will make your own decisions. You will set boundaries that won't be broken through. You will choose yourself without guilt. You will leave behind shame and blame and all of the critical faculties that come with all the grief of the criticism, the put downs, the belittlement, all of the negative energy that comes. You'll start finding your intuition, your inner voice, that essence of self that uplifts you. You'll start trusting your body and your instincts. And the greatest part of it for me is watching women come out the other side of these relationships that have brought them down and helped them become a shell of who they used to be, is them putting themselves at number one and making their life around that rather than everybody else, rebuilding their self-worth from the inside out. Because this is where it all steps forward, not from the compliant or agreeable you, the over-functioning or the doormat. The woman that rises is confident, considerate, she's compassionate and beautiful. She knows exactly what she wants and how to get it. She chases her dream. She settles for nothing less. She demands respect. She commands it of herself because she gives it to others through her choice, not by being made to. And throughout the breakdown, there really comes a moment where you realize it was never the end. This is a moment that you feel in your body and you look back and think, this wasn't a breakdown, it was actually a breakthrough. This was the initiation of the life I'm meant to live. I had to close this chapter, settle on that old version of who I was in order to become who I am. Because it's who you are right now that matters the most. The pain is the doorway to your freedom. The shedding of the old aspects of self will help you float up, rise up, and become. It's clearing. The loneliness is actually recalibration. You will isolate yourself. You will get yourself locked away from other people. Because otherwise you're just going to have a new group of people telling you once again who you're meant to be. That is your own self-discovery. The quiet becomes your friend. The quiet is the most beautiful aspect of it all. It is that space where your soul learns to speak again. You rediscover your inner child. You find your joy. You uncover your own likes and dislikes. And you listen to self. This is not the end of your story. It's actually the beginning and the clean slate of the new life that you're creating. Life continues on. You will grow and evolve every step of the way. And this time, you get to do it by being seen, by being whole, being heard, having a voice, choosing what you want from the most powerful standpoint that you ever can. So when you start looking at what starting over looks like, how to start aligned, and how it shows up in your real life, it doesn't actually look glamorous, but it does look like saying no without a 3-page apology attached to it. Many women out there saying no because blah, 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 and I have to justify it all, and I've got to give you every excuse under the sun because my no isn't enough. No, one of the most powerful words in the English language. It's a choice. By not saying sorry and taking responsibility for everything and everyone, you are not everybody else's problem. You are not the creator of their mess. You are the creator of your own life. And yes, if you're in a mess right now, you are the creator of that. You have to take responsibility for it. One of the things a lot of people don't realize when they start aligned is they actually start to sleep better. And they start wondering why they want sometimes 12, 14 hours sleep, but they sleep really well when they didn't when they were in their relationship, because their body feels safe and their nervous system knows they can finally let go. When we start aligned, you may find yourself crying in the shower quite often. Tears is a fabulous release for all the bottled up negative emotion that sits within you. It's cleansing. It's getting rid of that toxic energy. It changes the way you feel. And yes, we do it in the shower because the water releases the emotion that's stuck within us. You find when you start aligned again, you start eating nourishing food. You change the way you eat, the way you exercise, the way you show up in the world, what you do, what you put in your mouth, how you start your day. You set routines for yourself. You set yourself up for that great success. You also remember that you're not the one that has to text first. If you want to communicate with someone, you start letting them come to you. You choose silence over chaos each and every time. And one of my favorites is you don't chase anyone. I don't chase anyone or anything I attract. I have two-way conversations and it is always equal and aligned. I don't beg people to stay, and you will not be able to do that either. You will trust that if the energy is not aligned for you, you will let them go with ease and set them free and set yourself free from that trauma. And you will allow the healing to be messy, slow, and sacred. The healing journey of it all is going to involve tears. It is going to involve tantrums. Yes, you're going to turn into a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old that chucks a tantrum. Scream, let it out, dance, rage, do whatever you have to do. You will rise through an emotional scale of letting all this energy outside of your body. It cannot stay in. It becomes true alignment when you release it. And alignment is not perfection. It is acceptance, acknowledgement, and understanding that you do things, attempt them, or do them in the way that works for you, and you just let it be. Alignment is not confidence and faking it till you're making it and putting a smile on your face. If you're cranky, you let people know, but you don't take your anger out on others. You don't hide your emotions anymore, pretend everything's okay because you must smile and pretend, because heaven forbid someone knows what's going on underneath. And it does not mean positive vibes only. There are peaks, there are troughs, there are ups, there is downs. There is joy, there is sadness. There is a gamut of emotions that will come through all of this many times over and over again. Alignment means you don't abandon yourself anymore. You put yourself first, no one else. And start by asking, is this good for me? Do I want to do this? Does it feel right now? And if it doesn't, say no. So if you are going through this right now, if your life is in chaos because your relationship's fallen apart and you're not sure where you are and you don't know how to start again and you don't know what life's going to bring for you, this chapter is not a setback, it's your liberation. You are not behind and you're certainly not broken, nor are you starting from nothing. You have beautiful foundation of which to rise up, elevate, become, and really find who you are. You start from clarity, from self-awareness, from truth, with boundaries, with self-respect, so much inner wisdom and a beautiful sense of spiritual alignment. You create a greater bond with God, the angels, the universe, whoever you like to call it, in order to ask for and expect results. Your old life is gone. You have to close it off and you have to lovingly send it on its way. There's an old version of you. There's an identity of you that you have to forgive, release, and let go, because your new identity, this new woman you are stepping into, she is powerful. She's grounded. She's absolutely certain of what she wants in life. She's connected to all things. She's awake and intentional. She is the woman that your past self prayed for. It's not starting over. It's beautiful. It's aligned. It's a new beginning, yes, because it's a clean slate and you get to write the journey that you want moving forward, because you are the decision maker. You are in the driver's seat. You are in control. It's your turn now. If this episode spoke to your soul, please share it with any of your female friends who are rebuilding their life from the ground up. And if you're ready to stop doing this alone and finally meet the woman that you know you're always meant to become, you already know where to find me. But my program, Shine with Shaz, helps women clarify this, get down to the nitty-gritty of who they really are, reconnect with their inner child, align with their shadow, let go of the past in order to manifest and create their future. Shine is here ready for you if you are ready to. You don't have to take this next chapter alone. You don't have to walk alone. There is a community of beautiful women waiting to walk with you hand in hand. And as you support each other, you all grow, elevate, and rise together. Until next time.
Thanks for listening to the Spiritual Awakening with Shaz podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below so you don't miss an episode. You can also follow us on Facebook with the links below. Until next time, trust your intuition and let your spirit soar.